Hello, mighty companion. This is Earl Purdy. I want to welcome you to Hardcore, A Course in Miracles, Hardcore. I want to welcome you to A Course in Miracles, Hardcore. And we're going to be talking about how to heal any form of sickness, any form of non-right-mindedness, not just physical illness, but any kind of illness, whether that's you seeing yourself as having a financial situation, a relationship situation, or any form of lack of peace, anything that you're giving yourself any kind of pain or suffering about. We're going to talk about how the Course in Miracles says you can heal and allow yourself to have a healing. The section is called "A Sickness is a Defense Against the Truth." And I always like to start out with some music that would allow us to get centered. And the name of this is Teach Only Love, For That Is What You Are, by Brother John Christmas at www.johnchristmas.com. You can get this music for free. Here we go. Take a breath and just relax. So good to see you, mighty companion.
Teach only love, for that is what you are. Only love, yes, that is what you are. Teach only love, that is what you are. Teach only love, everywhere you go. Teach only love, to everyone you know. Teach only love, love is what you are. Hey, yeah, let me recognize the problem so the problem can be solved. Let me recognize the problem so the problem can be solved. Teach only love, teach every day. Teach only love, in your special way. Teach only love, love is what you are.
So good to be with you, mighty companion. This is Earl Purdy, and I am so, I don't know, it's like whenever I get a chance to join with you and I get a chance to focus in on the Course in Miracles with you, I feel like it's the time that I'm absolutely doing exactly what I need to do to have healing. And I feel like it's the most loving thing that we can possibly do for each other is join together with on the Course in Miracles. And we're talking about how we can heal any sickness on any level. So we are going to be on page 259 in A Course in Miracles, the Blue Book. And we're going to be on page 259 in the workbook, lesson 136. Sickness is a defense against the truth. Sickness is a defense against the truth. And we're starting out on page 259 in the workbook, and we're going to start on paragraph 15. Paragraph 15, the healing prayer. Paragraph 15 on page 259, lesson 136. Sickness is a defense, a plan against the truth. What? Sickness is a plan against the truth. In my 43 years of sharing the Course in Miracles, I realized that it's not important that we understand everything the Course in Miracles is saying in order to get the benefit. It's important that we remember what the Course in Miracles is saying and then apply what the Course in Miracles is teaching us to the situation that we are dealing with. I'll say it again. You listen, you hear, and then you do what you're being told. Your understanding is not a powerful contribution to the truth. Your understanding does not make the truth true. What you do is what? You listen, you hear, and you do. Now, the guidelines to the Course in Miracles, the rules for studying the Course in Miracles from A Course in Miracles is for you to remember that you need not believe the ideas, you need not accept the ideas, you need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you may resist. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas are going to startle you. Do you know you're not being asked to judge the ideas at all? It's the use of the ideas. It's using the ideas. Do you know that it's using the ideas that will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true? It's the use. Did I say it is the use? Yes, it is the use of the ideas. It's using the ideas, using the ideas, using the ideas that will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas in A Course in Miracles are true. So I would like to invite you to take a breath, and we're going to get started with what the Course in Miracles says is the healing prayer. We have been going every week through sickness as a defense against the truth, because sickness is any kind of worry, concern, non-right-mindedness, lack, anger, grievances, fear. The Course in Miracles calls those things sickness, just as much as a physical ailment would be seen as a sickness. So you could say your financial problem is a defense against the truth. That relationship problem is a defense against the truth. Your feeling separate from God is a defense against the truth. Anything that's keeping you from feeling peace as a defense against the truth is sickness. So there's a prayer that the Course in Miracles says that we need to say, that we need to learn on page 259. So I'd like for you to say this prayer. Sickness is a defense against the truth. I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed today. Sickness is a defense against the truth. I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed today. Sickness is a defense against the truth. You will accept the truth of what you are and let your mind be wholly healed today. Sickness is a defense against the truth. You will accept the truth of what you are and let your mind be wholly healed today. Did you notice that the Course in Miracles didn't say, let your body be totally healed? Did you notice that? The Course in Miracles says, and let my mind be wholly healed. Because the mind determines everything that you experience. So if you are experiencing sickness or lack or unhappiness in any area of your life, it's coming from the mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, You are a creator, and you create through your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs, both your conscious thoughts and your subconscious, unconscious thoughts. So I teach in a question and answer format. I'm your divine remembering coach, because the Course in Miracles says more than anything else, what is it that we need to do? We need to remember what we are reading. We need to remember, not analyze what we're reading. We need to remember what we are reading. You can allow yourself to let yourself hear what's being said. Healing will flash across your open mind. So follow along with me if you have the book. So if you want healing, where does healing happen? Healing happens when you have an open mind. So what's got to happen for you to have a healing in this situation that you're in right now? And you know the situation. Well, it says healing will flash across your open mind as peace and truth arise to take the place of war and vain imaginings. So the more you let peace and truth arise in your mind, the more you focus on peace as a goal and truth as a goal, as long as you let peace and truth arise in your mind, that's what causes healing. Is when you have an open mind, and an open mind that is open and receptive to true peace, and an open mind that is open to the truth. You may not be aware of it, but the Course in Miracles definition of healing, do you know what the Course in Miracles definition of healing is? Ending your fear. Healing is the end of fear, because what's causing sickness and pain in any form is some form of fear and some form of guilt and some form of separation. So healing will flash across your open mind as peace and truth arise to do what? Take the place of war and vain imaginings. Do you know that if you let peace and truth arise in your mind, there will be no dark corners that sickness can conceal and keep defended from the light of truth? As you keep focusing on the truth, as you keep focusing on the teachings of A Course in Miracles, that's letting peace and truth arise in your mind. And as you keep your mind open, you can have healing, and you can have a healing flash across your open mind. And there will be no dim figures from your dreams, nor their obscure and meaningless pursuits with double purposes insanely sought remaining in your mind. In other words, when you have an open mind and you're letting the peace and the truth that the Course in Miracles teaches you, and you're letting that peace and that truth arise in your mind, then your mind will be healed. And when your mind is truly healed, your perception of your body will be truly healed. Your perception of that situation and circumstance will be healed as you let your mind be healed. And what is letting your mind be healed? Letting your mind be healed is the same as letting peace and truth arise in your mind. So how are you going to let peace and truth arise in your mind unless you focus in on thoughts of peace and truth? And how do you focus in on thoughts of peace and truth? Well, you focus in on thoughts of peace and truth by studying A Course in Miracles, if that's your spiritual path. It's through giving the text attention and study. It's through doing the exercises in the workbook lesson of A Course in Miracles, and also reading the manual for teachers, because the Course in Miracles is 3 books in 1. So what is it that will allow the body to be healed? When you allow your mind to be healed of all the fearful, sickly wishes that your mind has tried to authorize your body to obey. What's going on in your body, what's going on in your perception, what's going on in your physical life is a reflection of what's going on in your mind. What you are experiencing at a physical, perceptual level is the result of what's going on in your mind. So does that mean when your mind is healed, that's when you will perceive a healing? That is exactly what I'm saying. It's that when you focus on thoughts of peace and thoughts of truth, then you will allow your body to be healed. That's what it says in the next paragraph. And now is the body healed. Why is the body healed? Because the source of sickness has been opened to relief. Well, what is the source of sickness? The thoughts that you have in your mind that are thoughts that are not loving, thoughts of anger, thoughts of guilt, thoughts of grievance, thoughts of separation, thoughts of anger, thoughts of guilt, thoughts of separation, thoughts of limitation. These are the source of your sickness. This is the source of the unhappiness that you are going through in that particular situation that you're going through right now. Now is the body healed because the source of sickness has been opened to relief. After 43 years of teaching and learning A Course in Miracles, the reason why I focus in on the book is because the Course in Miracles is a course, and that course is being taught in this book called A Course in Miracles. So to say that you're going to master the teachings of A Course in Miracles without actually studying the Course in Miracles, don't you think that's a pretty unrealistic attitude? Right. So if I want to have a healing in the situation that I'm going through, I need to have my sickly wishes removed. And any thoughts that are based in fear or separation, those are the thoughts that create the problem or the sickness or the unhappiness that you're going through right now in this situation. And you will recognize you have practiced well by this. So how can you tell when you are doing your practice and you're doing your practice really well? How can you tell when you're practicing the truth really well? How can you tell when you are letting peace and truth truly arise in your mind? Well, it says here, you will recognize you practice well by this. The body should not feel. The first time I saw that, I went, what? The body shouldn't feel at all. If you're really doing the Course in Miracles right, if you're really letting peace and truth into your mind, if you're letting go of thoughts that are not true, thoughts of separation, thoughts of fear, thoughts of anger, if you're letting the peace and truth show up in your life, then the body shouldn't feel at all. If you've been successful, what else should you feel? Well, if you have been successful, it says there will be no sense of feeling ill, but there will also not be any sense of feeling well. That when you are really succeeding at only having peace and truth and love in your mind, you will not have any feelings of pain, but you also won't have any feelings of pleasure. In other words, if you're doing this correctly, there won't be any response at all in your mind to what the body does. So when you really have learned how to heal your mind and only let peace and truth arise in your open mind, and you're recognizing your true spiritual identity, then you will have a sense of expansiveness and a sense of peace beyond your comprehension that will be so great that it won't put any of your focus on your body ultimately at all. You won't be concerned about whether your body is feeling sick or feeling well or feeling pain or feeling pleasure. There won't be any response at all in your mind to anything your body does. The usefulness of your body, that's the only thing that's going to remain, that your body is useful to you. Your body is useful to you. You can use your body to bring peace and truth into your mind, and you can use your body to bring a lot of fear and guilt and anger into your experience, because it's always the body that you're using to communicate with, and it's always the body that you are relating to your world through. So the only thing that's going to remain when your mind is healed is you're going to go, my body is useful. And my body is useful for undoing all of my fear, all of my guilt, all my sense of separation. My body is useful for allowing me to recognize my innocence and the fact that I'm connected to God and the fact that I'm connected to you. I'm using my body to remember the truth. I'm using my body to study the course. I'm using my body to teach. I'm using my body to extend love into the world. I'm using my body for sanity. I'm using my body for forgiveness. If you use your body correctly, which is the same as saying if you use your perception correctly, which is the same as saying if you would use your life and your experience correctly, then you would not be experiencing anger, guilt, grievances, loneliness, and fear. Do you know you don't have to make it any more complicated than that? If you're not feeling peace, joy, and happiness in a situation in your life right now, that's because you have not allowed the peace and truth to be uppermost in your mind right now. If you're feeling unhappy, some form of sickness or lack or guilt, it's because you're not telling yourself the truth. You're not telling yourself the truth. You're not focused in on the truth enough. You're not giving yourself the peace enough. You're not studying A Course in Miracles enough, if that's your spiritual path. Perhaps you don't realize that allowing your mind to be healed and allowing peace and truth in your mind, it says, perhaps you don't realize that this removes the limits you placed on the body. So what are the limits that you placed on the body? He says, perhaps you don't realize that this removes the limits you placed on the body by the purposes you gave the body. So how do you put limits on your body? By the purposes that you give your body. If you give your body the purpose of extending love and extending peace and extending the truth, then you are going to allow your body to be useful and used in such a way that your body is going to be a blessing to you. Your perception is going to be a blessing to you because the body and your perception are basically the same thing. So what is it that limits a person's body? What is it that creates the sickness? What is it that creates the lack? The purposes that you give to your body determines the condition of your body. Your body is not just your physical body. The Course in Miracles also teaches that your perception, that your perception is what you live inside of. You live inside of your perception. You're living inside of the way you see things. Your perception is the way you see things. So it seems like you're surrounded by the things you see and the way you see things. So that means that the sickness, the lack, the fear, the loneliness, whatever that a person is going through, that is happening based on the purposes that they give their body, the purposes that you give yourself. And as you lay aside the purposes of fear and anger and separation, the Course says the strength the body has will always be enough to serve all truly useful purposes. So does that mean that your body will always be strong enough to serve a useful purpose? Yes, if you are really focusing on using your body for useful purposes, which means using your body for loving, peaceful purposes for real, then the Course in Miracles says you'll always have enough strength in your body. You'll always have enough strength in your perception. You'll always have enough strength in your relationships. You will always have enough strength in any area of your life if you're using your body, if you're using your perception, if you're using yourself for truly useful purposes. And people ask, well, what's a truly useful purpose? Well, you're using your body for a truly useful purpose if you're using your body to extend love and peace and freedom and forgiveness. That's the useful purpose of your body, is to use it for joining and oneness and joy and happiness. So when will you have enough strength in your body? You'll have enough strength in your body when you use your body for truly useful purposes. What would be a truly useful purpose? To use your body for peace and to use your body for truth. Then what happens when you use your body for truly useful purposes? Well, when you use your body for truly useful purposes, the body's health is fully guaranteed. So what is it that will guarantee your body's health? What is it that will guarantee that your body will be healthful? will be healthy? What will guarantee that your body will be healthy? What will guarantee that your body will be healthy is using your body for truly useful purposes. And using your body for a truly useful purpose is using your body for love and peace and God and joining. When you want to bring peace into the world, when you want to be a means for joy and happiness coming into the world, truly, for real, then the health of your body is fully guaranteed. Now, what happens when your body's health is fully guaranteed? Well, it says in the next sentence, the body's health is fully guaranteed. Why is the body's health fully guaranteed? Because the body isn't limited by time. The body is no longer going to be limited or affected by weather. The body is no longer going to be limited or affected by fatigue. Your body won't be getting tired. When you really truly heal your mind and really truly use your body for useful purposes, for loving purposes, and that's your number one goal and that's your number one priority, your body will not be limited by food. That means there will be a time that you're going to reach a level of consciousness that you do not need food. You're going to reach a level of consciousness where you do not need food. You're going to reach a level of consciousness where you don't need to drink anything. Do you know that? Does that seem like that is hard to believe, hard to accept? It's kind of startling that you might have some resistance. Well, that's what I said at the beginning, that some of the ideas that I say to you are going to be hard to believe, and some of the ideas I say to you from A Course in Miracles are going to be startling. And probably what that is hearing that when you really correct your perception and you really use your body correctly and you really use your body for love and you really use your body for peace, then your body won't be affected by time, weather, fatigue, food, or drink, or any of the laws that you've made your body serve before. It's when you really heal your mind, when your mind is full of love and forgiveness, and your mind is full of peace, and your mind is full of truth because you've done what the Course in Miracles teaches, and you've done the workbook lessons sincerely, and you've allowed yourself to release the anger, guilt, and grievances and sense of separation. When you realize that you are more than a body and that you are spirit, then your body will be healthy, and your body will not be limited by time, weather, fatigue, food, or drink. It will be totally useful to you in terms of communication and joining. And the next sentence says what? You need do nothing now to make the body well. So you won't have to do anything to make your body healthy the once you heal your mind. Because the once you heal your mind, the once that you use your mind for peace and truth, and you use your mind only for useful purposes of bringing love and peace in the world, at that point, and you are really doing that, it would be impossible for you to get sick. It would be impossible for you to have lack. It would be impossible for you to have loneliness. It would be impossible for you to be limited. It would be impossible for you to be attacked in any way. Sickness, how do you make sickness impossible? You make sickness impossible by using your body to bring more love, light, forgiveness, and truth on the planet. Using your body only to give yourself physical pleasures in and of itself and material things in and of itself, and none of those things are bad, but that's not the reason why you're in the world. You're in the world to be the light of the world. You're in the world to be a living, true representation of love and truth and peace and freedom in the world. You are here. You are the light. You are the light. You are the example. You are here to be the example of what a sane man really looks like, and how a sane man really operates, and how a loving man really operates. So you have to hear that sickness is now impossible. Sickness is now impossible. Why is sickness impossible? Sickness is impossible because you are using your body for love, and you're using your body for peace, and you're using your body for truth. Why are you studying the Course in Miracles? You are studying the Course in Miracles. Say, Carrie, let me teach the class, okay? Okay, let me teach the class. I love you, but let me teach the class, okay? Now listen, you need do nothing now to make the body well. What you're doing is understanding that you want to use your body for peace. You want to use your body for healing. And so when you want to use your body for peace and you want to use your body for healing, then the health of the body the body's health is fully guaranteed because the body is not limited by time. The body is not limited by weather. The body is not limited by fatigue. The body is not limited by food or drink because you're using your body for peace and truth. Now, Course in Miracles is saying that our ego wants to make everything complicated. And so I know that there might be a part of you that want to have a more complicated perception of the Course in Miracles, that you might be tempted to want it to be deeper than if you're truly using your body for useful purposes of love and peace and healing. If you're really doing your spiritual work and allowing yourself to let go of anger, guilt, and grievances, then you will not be sick. You will not be experiencing lack. You will not be experiencing loneliness. And if you are experiencing those things, you are still innocent. You are still absolutely loved. But you are at some level not allowing yourself to have an open mind. And at some level, you must not be doing what the Course is requiring that you do as far as your perception is concerned. Okay, so let's go to the next paragraph. Now, I love to focus in on the book because I want you to get to the point that you are so motivated to study the Course in Miracles that you would give it a lot of attention and study on your own and do what the workbook requires so that you will have the healing that the Course in Miracles is asking you to have. So if you want to have this protection, so if you achieve a healthy body, because you're using your mind to heal your body by having loving, peaceful thoughts in your mind. And then people ask, well, how do you have loving, peaceful thoughts, Earl? You have loving, peaceful thoughts by practicing using the thoughts and the prayers that the Course in Miracles is telling you to use. Like when it said, how we started out, like if you were to go, sickness is a defense against the truth. I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed today. Or if you're experiencing anger, go, anger is a defense against the truth. I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed today. Or if you're experiencing some kind of lack, say lack is a defense against the truth. I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed today. You see, that's the way, that's applying the Course in Miracles. That's using a Course in Miracles. And again, my Thursday class is primarily focused in on people who are studying the Course in Miracles and really want to master the practice of a Course in Miracles. And that's who I want to be the most helpful to, people who want to learn how to let go of the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. So sometimes it's hard for us when we've been studying for a while to let ourselves kind of just receive the truth through somebody else. That we'll feel like a lot of times that we have to teach every minute everybody else instead of sometimes letting ourselves just hear what the Course is saying. Because as a Course in Miracles student, what you want to remember is what? You want to remember what the Course in Miracles is saying. This is not Earl Purdy giving you Earl Purdy's wisdom. I'm not here trying to give you my wisdom. What I'm doing is being a messenger for the Course. I'm trying to get out of the way so that the Course can come through me. I'm still learning the Course after 30 years myself. But you are a messenger. I am a messenger. We're here to let our bodies be used by the higher power to bring truth into the world. We're not here to give everybody our wisdom. We're here to become a means for spirit to communicate the truth through us. So the Course in Miracles is saying, well, let me tell you what's going to happen when you really do practice the Course and you practice it correctly. The first thing that's going to happen is your body is going to be healed. It will always be strong enough to serve truly useful purposes. When you really allow your mind to be healed, the other thing that's going to happen is your body isn't going to feel it all, because you'll be feeling something so much greater and so much more expansive that it's more than anything that the body could possibly feel. But you'll just be using your body to extend love and truth. And you're no longer giving your body limited purposes, because it's the limited purposes that make the body sick. And then the mind goes, well, what is the limited purpose? Well, the Course says the limited purpose is the desire to be separate, the desire for specialness, the desire to be treated better than anybody else, the desire to see yourself as separate from God and separate from everyone around you, the desire to hold a grievance, the desire to see yourself as a victim, the desire to judge, the desire to attack. The Course in Miracles says those are the things that limit the body. Those are the things that make the body sick. Those are the things that gives you the problems that you think you have. So when you use your body correctly, then he says the health of your body is fully guaranteed. And I think it says an incredibly powerful statement. And that incredibly powerful statement is sickness has become impossible. Sickness has become impossible. Now, of course, if you haven't done these things yet, because you're still on your spiritual path and you're still studying and learning, then of course you're going to still experience what appears to be sickness sometime, or lack sometimes, or anger. Because if you were already able to have a 100% peace all the time, no matter what happened, it wouldn't be any need for you to do the Course in Miracles, because you would already be experiencing a level of happiness and joy that could not be shaken by anything. So if your peace can be shaken by anything, then you know you haven't really practiced it enough yet, even if you're moving in the right direction. So how do you protect that peace? How do you protect that health? When you finally do achieve that health and that happiness, then what do you do to protect it? Well, the Course in Miracles says, well, what you do to protect it is you need to watch carefully. So what does that mean? He says, yet this protection needs to be preserved by careful watching. So if your protection needs to be preserved by careful watching, so what do? Well, first of all, if you want to keep your health and your happiness, what do? He says, well, if you let your mind harbor attack thoughts. So if you let your mind be full of anger and attack thoughts, then that is not protecting your body. Anger thoughts and attack thoughts and guilt thoughts and thoughts of guilt and thoughts of anger and thoughts of separation and thoughts of lack, those do not protect your body's health. The Course in Miracles says, do you know that if you yield to judgment, if you are judging everything and everybody, that does not protect your body's health. If you are constantly making plans against uncertainties to come, you're constantly focused on how can you make all these different plans that you can come up with to try to take care of yourself, he says that does not protect your body's health. It's not about, we heard in the lesson, If I Defend Myself, I'm Attacked, in lesson 135, he said that if you come up with self-initiated plans to try to take care of yourself because you think God isn't going to take care of you, then that's really what's causing your pain and what's causing your suffering, is that you're following your plan that you're making up, but not truly following the plan of God. So what does that mean? That means that it's not about you coming up with the plans that you think you need to make in order to take care of yourself. It means that you need to allow yourself to receive the plan that your higher power wants to give you, that will bring peace for you and bring peace for everyone else. So it's not about, when you begin to wake up spiritually, it's not really about you coming up with your latest plan for how you're going to make yourself happy, as it is studying the Course in Miracles so that you can let go of the blocks to receiving the plan of God that will give you the peace and the joy and the happiness that you want. So you will be carrying out a plan, but it will be God's plan and love's plan. And love's plan never fails. The Course in Miracles says if you're following God's plan, one of the ways that you will know it is that obstacles will be removed before you even reach the obstacles. What? When I first heard that and I read that in the Course in Miracles in the section called Entering the Ark, I think it's on page 404 in the text. The Course in Miracles says, yeah, if you are willing to follow the Holy Spirit's plan, if you're willing to follow the guidance of Spirit, you don't have any obstacles. You cannot fail. How can you follow the plan that's coming from the higher power and then you failed? He said that doesn't make any sense. You can only fail when you're following your plan. You can only fail when you're trying to do what you've made up that you think will make you happy. And so even though my ego didn't like that, I had to admit that that actually made sense to me. You know, if God is this infinitely powerful higher power that is everywhere and in everything and infinitely intelligent, how can it give me some kind of plan that would fail? How can it give me some kind of plan for happiness that wouldn't work? You know, think about that. How could God have a plan for your happiness that doesn't work? So if you are working a plan and the plan isn't working, why don't you admit to yourself that it must not be God's plan? It must be your plan. So the Course in Miracles is saying, if you are making plans against uncertainties to come, then that's not going to protect your body. That's not going to protect your physical experience. So that means if you harbor thoughts of attack, if you yield to judgment, if you make plans against uncertainties to come, then you have again misplaced yourself. And that means you have made a bodily identity. And when you believe that you are just a body, when you think that you are just a separate physical body, when you make a bodily identity, when you identify with your body, when you think your separate body is what you are, the Course in Miracles says that will attack the body. So what's making the body sick, what's giving you that problem that you think you have, is really you identifying with being a body rather than identifying with you being a spiritual being who has a body, and that body is for communication and joining. The body is for communication and joining in love and in peace. But you are not a body, you are free. You are free. A body is not free. A body is not free. Don't you know a body isn't free? The body has a ton of what appears to be limits. Things that it can do, things that it can't do. It's really, really fragile. You know, you stub your toe and you hop around for 5 or 10 minutes. You are not a body. You are a God. You are divine. You are spirit. So the Course in Miracles says y'all are missing the obvious. The reason why you get sick, the reason why you have lack, the reason why you have disease, the reason why you have loneliness and everything else that's going on is because you've forgotten that you're more than a body. So the Course in Miracles says when you make a bodily identity, and then you identify with that bodily identity, he says that attacks the body. That is why the body gets sick. The mind is sick. Look at that sentence, because that's why I love to work with the book, because I want us to hear what Jesus of the Course in Miracles is saying to us through the book. I'm not interested in your wisdom. I don't want you interested in my wisdom. It's not about our wisdom. It's not about who can quote the most books that they've read. It's about what is the Course in Miracles saying to us that we need to remember. Okay, so once you achieve peace, once you achieve happiness, because you're using your body for peace and love, and you've done the Course in Miracles, which helps you undo all of those blocks, then he says it'll be impossible for you to get sick. And then once you reach that level that it's impossible for you to get sick, how do you preserve that? Well, the Course in Miracles says the way that you preserve your health is through trying to let go of any thoughts you have of attack and hurt and being a victim, yielding to judgment, coming up with all the different plans that you try to come up with on your own to make yourself happy, rather than asking God, what do you want me to do, God? Where do you want me to go, God? What do you want me to say, God? Who do you want me to say it to, higher power? The Course in Miracles says that's what you should do. You should be, instead of wanting everything and everybody to be different and to change so that you can be happy, the Course says rather than trying to make everybody follow your script, what you should be doing is asking the higher power, what do you want me to do in this relationship? What do you want me to do in this circumstance that I'm in right now? What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go? Then you ask the higher power, what do you want me to say to my mother? What do you want me to say to my boss? What do you want me to say to my partner? What do you want me to say, God? What do you want me to say, God? And who do you want me to say it to? What is it? That's what the Course in Miracles said you should do. You should ask, what do you want me to say? Who do you want me to say it to? What do you want me to say? Who do you want me to say it to? And that's what I do, right? I go, what do you want me to say, God? And then the God says to me, I want you to say the Course in Miracles. I want you to teach the Course in Miracles. I want you to share the Course in Miracles. And then who do you want me to share it with, God? Whoever tunes into your classes and your videos, the people that are here right now watching and listening to me, that's who I should share the truth to. I don't try to fix the people in my personal life. I don't try to convince them to look at things through the way that I look at them. I share the Course in Miracles only with people who the Spirit tells me to share the Course in Miracles with. Otherwise, other people would never even know I was a Course in Miracles teacher. Because the sure sign of an ego is when you try to correct or fix somebody else and they didn't ask for your help and they didn't ask for your information and they didn't ask for your guidance. That's how you know you're an ego, according to the Course. Because the Course teaches that to the ego, it's kind and right and good to point out somebody else's mistakes and then correct them. But that's the ego. That's the wrong mind that does that. A conscious being is never giving unsolicited advice. They're always listening and waiting for an invitation. Love waits on invitation. Somebody that's sane waits for you to invite them to give them what it is that you have to say. An unconscious person is always trying to change everybody around them, trying to get everybody to look at it the way they look at and give unsolicited advice to people who never even asked for it. So the Course in Miracles says if the mind is sick, when the body is sick, when your finances are sick, when your relationship is sick, when anything in your life is not giving you peace, it's because your mind is sick. And what is a sick mind? A sick mind is a mind that thinks it's separate, a mind that thinks it's a body. A sick mind is a mind that thinks that it's guilty or sinful or separate or bad. That is a sick mind. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're not thinking correctly. So what do you do to give instant remedy? Should this occur? Should you start back to thinking thoughts of fear and attack and being a victim? Should you start back to judging again? If you start back to coming up with your plans without asking God, what should happen when you misplaced yourself and now you think you're a body that's going to die one day and you're here on your own and you're a victim? The Course says you need to give instant remedy. So what is instant remedy? He says, well, give instant remedy should this occur by not allowing your defensiveness to hurt you longer. So don't allow your plans. He calls defensiveness a plan. That a plan is a defense. It's me trying to take care of myself, trying to come up with a way to take care of myself because I don't believe that God, the higher power, is going to take care of me. The Course in Miracles teaches that the reason why we come up with so many plans is because we don't really believe that Spirit is going to provide for us and take care of us and that we got to take care of ourselves. So we make up all these plans, and these plans usually involve trying to get other people to be the way we want them to be and to try to change everything and everybody outside of us and control everybody outside of us so we can be safe. Do you know that the Course in Miracles teaches that fearful people are vicious and can be vicious, and that fearful people believe that they need to control everything and everybody around them in order to be safe? So the more unloving a person is, the more in fear a person is, the more they try to control everybody around them. A loving person is not defensive. A loving person doesn't feel like they have to defend themselves. So what is it that the Course in Miracles is asking us? It's asking us not to allow our defensiveness to hurt us any longer. Do not be confused about what must be healed. It is not your body that needs to be healed. It is not your mate that needs to be healed. It's not the people outside of you in and of themselves that need to be healed. Whatever is going on in your experience that's causing you any kind of unhappiness, Your body, it's not your, it may look like it, but it's not really your body that needs to be healed. So the Course in Miracles says, do not be confused about what must be healed. So who can tell me what must be healed? What is it that must be healed? Who can answer that? What is it that must be healed? It is your mind. It's your thinking that must be healed. It's your mind that must be healed. It is your thinking that must be healed. So it says, do not be confused about what must be healed. And then what's the next instruction? That's right, my mind. Those are the right answers, my mind, right? So the Course in Miracles is saying, tell yourself. Now, I want you to think about that for a minute. The Course in Miracles says, do not be confused about what must be healed, but tell yourself. So don't tell me that we can't do what the Course in Miracles is asking us to do. See, there's a call for love going on right now. That's why you hear the ambulance or the police or the siren. Those are all what the Course calls every minute of every day in this world. There is a call for love, a call for God, a call for help going on. And we call it the violence and the sickness and the attack and the lack and the conflicts and the wars and all these things. They're all just us screaming to God, screaming to the universe, help me, help us. We need love. We need sanity. We need guidance. So what is it that you need to do? And you can tell yourself this. And remember, it said you don't have to believe it, you don't have to accept it, and you don't have to welcome it. So there's no reason for you not to tell yourself this, because the Course in Miracles has already said you don't necessarily have to believe it. But I want you to tell yourself what? Tell yourself, I have forgotten what I really am. I have forgotten what I really am. For I mistook my body for myself. I thought that I was a body. I forgot the truth of what I really am. I forgot that I'm not a body. I mistook my body for myself. I think my physical body is me. And thinking that my physical body is me is what makes the body sick. Is what makes what I think of as anything in my life that's making me unhappy. It's coming from my body identification. Thinking that I am a body instead of knowing that I am the unlimited spirit of God. That is where sickness, lack, pain, loneliness, and every other problem that we think we have comes from. It comes from mistaking yourself, thinking that you are separate, thinking that you are a body. And the Course in Miracles says, I have forgotten what I really am, for I mistook my body for myself. Sickness is a defense against the truth. Sickness is a defense against the truth. But I am not a body. But I am not a body. 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 You are 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 not a body. But I am not a body. And my mind cannot attack. My mind cannot attack. My mind cannot attack. Tell yourself, I am not open to my mind. I don't want my mind to attack my body and my physical situations and circumstances, because everything is coming from my mind. So tell yourself, and my mind cannot attack. My mind cannot attack. And so I cannot be sick. I cannot be sick. So I'm going to work this prayer with you as a conclusion in just a minute. So hang in there with me. If you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, as I am a full-time teacher of A Course in Miracles on a donation basis, then you can go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com, Purdy, P-U-R-D-Y. You can also use Venmo, the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. All you need is my email address, earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com, earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. I'm available for one-on-one sessions to help solve any situation that you're going through that you want to see differently, that you want to handle and you want a miracle in. I call them clarity sessions. Clarity sessions. Go to my website, Earl Purdy, www.earlpurdy.com. It will give you more details. You can get more details about my sessions, and you can self-book a session right from my website. For those who are open and receptive to it, another skill that I have is as an astrologer and a numerologist, in case you want that kind of a reading in order to also help you apply this. I'm here only to be truly helpful. And you can also self-book one of those appointments online. On Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, I do another Facebook Live, A Course in Miracles. If you're in Denver, Colorado, you can attend that class in person as well. It's at 1555 Race Street, 1555 Race Street in Denver, Colorado, 1 p.m. The zip is 80206. Thursdays is we do A Course in Miracles Hardcore, that is especially geared toward people who are Course in Miracles students who want to focus on a class that is focused on A Course in Miracles and not other teachings, but A Course in Miracles, so that we can all join on the truth and remember it together. That's Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. We meet live for the Hardcore Course in Miracles, and all the classes are available for replay. And I'd like to ask you to share the videos and also watch or listen to the class at least 4 times, at least 4 times. All of my classes are on YouTube. I upload them to YouTube. They're on Facebook and they're on my website. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm here for those who resonate with me in the way that I do this and the way that it comes through me. And I want to thank you. And I'm not everybody, my style of doing things is not for everybody. But that's just the way it is for everybody. Everybody does not appeal to everybody. But those people who do resonate with you, those are the ones that you're supposed to be sharing the truth with. Okay, so here we go. We're going to focus in now on the prayer, where he says, don't be confused about what must be healed, but tell yourself. So I'd like to get you to just listen right now and let this in. You ready? Here we go. You have forgotten what you really are. 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 For you mistook your body for yourself. You mistook your body for yourself. You mistook the body for yourself. You mistook the body for yourself. Sickness is a defense against the truth. Lack is a defense against the truth. Anger, guilt, grievances, separation is a defense against the truth. But you are not a body. 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 And your mind cannot attack. And your mind cannot attack. And your mind cannot attack. So you cannot be sick. You cannot be sick. You cannot be sick. Why can't you be sick? Because your mind cannot attack. You have forgotten what you really are. For you mistook your body for yourself. Sickness is a defense against the truth. But you are not a body, and your mind cannot attack, and so you cannot be sick. You cannot be sick. The healer's prayer. What is the healer's prayer that we received a week ago? Sickness is a defense against the truth. You will accept the truth of what you are, and let your mind be wholly healed today, 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 today. Sickness is a defense against the truth. You will accept the truth of what you are. You will accept the truth of what you are, and let your mind be wholly healed today. Let your mind be wholly healed today. And that's what we want to do, you all. I want to have people with me that want to study, apply, and use the Course in Miracles. I'm not interested in analyzing the Course in Miracles. My classes are not for the analyzation of the Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles itself says that analyzing the Course in Miracles will destroy the meaning of the Course in Miracles. So let's not think that we're getting the Course in Miracles because we sit around and analyze the Course in Miracles. It's about listening, hearing, and doing what it says. So sickness is a defense against the truth. I will accept the truth of what I am and let my mind be wholly healed today. Sickness is a defense against the truth. You will accept the truth of what you are and let your mind be wholly healed today. Let's say the prayer one more time, the second prayer, so that we can protect the body. You have forgotten what you really are. You have forgotten what you really are. You have forgotten what you really are, for you mistook your body for yourself. You have forgotten that you are spirit, that you are free, that you are more than a limited body. We're not putting the body down. We just want to use the body correctly. You have forgotten what you really are, for you mistook your body for yourself. Sickness, lack, fear, anger, grievances is a defense against the truth. But you are not a body. 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 And your mind cannot attack. Your mind cannot attack. So you cannot be sick. So over the last several weeks, we have gone all the way through the lesson, Sickness is a Defense Against the Truth. We have gone through it in detail. And so let's do what it's saying. Let's apply it. Mighty companion, I appreciate you. I appreciate you more than I could ever put into words. I'm on fire, and you're on fire. I want you to feel love. I want you to have love. I want you to see the love in your life. I want you to perceive the love in your life. I want you to have the kind of relationship with the higher power, God, that you've always wanted. I am so grateful to you, Jesus of A Course in Miracles. Jesus of A Course in Miracles, my elder brother that's beyond the body. I want to thank you so much for bringing this material to me in the form, to us in the form, that the truth to us in the form that resonates to us. Wow. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. So, mighty companion, may the course be with you. I look at all your comments, and that right after the class, I always listen back, because you know what? I know that first and foremost, whatever comes through me, whatever I'm teaching, is what I need to learn. We are one. Appreciate you. See you next time.